7. Today is our MAPEH 7 in Physical Education, 3rd quarter, week 6. Again, my name is Rinaldo B. Malimban. In today's lesson, we talk about the individual sports by sports and athletics. The training of an athlete begins with the interest in sports. Sports activities are mainly played for fun and enjoyment, and winning the game is not important. Athletics, on the other hand, requires a high degree of skills because the primary goal is winning the game. So the competitor is entitled to do anything the rule allows in order to win. Now, what are some benefits of the sports? Number 1, foster a healthy group interaction. 2, raise one's level of aspiration. 3, help one to internalize sportsmanship, which to win and lose gracefully. And 4, enable one to acquire some nurturing experiences. Aside from this, sports also help channel. Why? Because of the tension to relaxation, acquisitions to socially accepted behavior through sports competitions, and also the depression to the sense of security and individual worth. So sports can be played alone, individual sports, dual, 2 players, and team sport, group players. In the individual sports, that include gymnastics, swimming, and athletics, which includes sprint, hurdle, shot put, discus throw, javelin throw, and other field events. These sports require excellent athlete performance in order to win. But the dual sports include the racket sports like tennis and table tennis, chess, and competitive sports. The team sports also include the basketball, volleyball, baseball, and football. These sports require team coordination in order to win. Now, in athletics, sports that require higher degree of skill because the primary goal of an athlete is winning the game. Among the important athletic games in the Olympic are sprint, hurdle, relay, discus throw, pole vault, and shot put. Sprint is the short race at top speed. The sprinter must be able to propel his body into the motion quickly, accelerate to the top speed. Sprint includes the 100-meter dash up to 440-meter dash. The most important factors necessary a good sprint are, and what are they? 1 is to a good start, leg speed, strength, coordination, and concentration. By the starting point, place your hands at the back edge of the starting line. Shoulders directly over your heads are slightly forward, arms straight, and elbows locked. On your mark, that is in command. The eyes should be focused near starting the line so that the muscles of the neck are relaxed. Exhale, relax, and wait for the next command. And also the command of get set. It raises hips to the position slightly higher than the shoulder. As the gun goes off, make a powerful dive on the legs accompanied by the vigorous and speedy arm action forward and back to the balanced movement of the legs. Keep your body straight and lead to your toes and pull of the foot. The arms and legs move in coordination at the synchronous speed. Run full speed up to finish about the 10 meters. Beyond it, then slowly stop to avoid injury. The sprinter and distance runner is a full speed up to the finish line. The stride of the distance runner are shorter than that of the sprinter. The body is erect, forward knee lifted lower, and back kick higher. This is a wheel ball. Action, the body is more straight while running. Also the hurdle. It's a race by horses or men in which such barriers or obstacles must be cleared. A successful hurdler must possess sufficient speed, a high degree of coordination, balance, agility, flexibility, and rhythm. Ideally, a good hurdler must be tall, long-legged, well-coordinated, full of energy, driving power, and self-determination. He must also possess an ability to judge distance, which may lead to sharp the visual acumen. There are 3 hurdle events in the Philippines. What are they? We have the 100 meter high hurdles for men, 400 meters hurdle for men, and 80 meter low hurdle for women. There are 4 phases to executions of hurdle. The one is to start, step over hurdles, stride between hurdles, and finish. For the start, the first jump must be long to allow good balance and driving power so that you can make a proper takeoff. Let's talk about the pole vault. It's an athletic game, which means to jump a certain height of the bar with the use of pull. A pole vault player must have strong arms, strong shoulder girdle, speed, and coordination. The correct height on the grip of the pole must be in the most comfortable position, wherein you can get great momentum to go up in the air. Start with a run towards the bar while carrying the pole with the tip pointing obliquely upward and held slightly across the body. The running long jump is a good jump, requires speed, balance, coordinations. The jump starts with a run between 90 to 125 feet. Let's move on for the shot put. The shot put is an athletic event in which the contestant attempts throw or put short or heavy ball as far as possible. The shot is not thrown but pushed from the shoulder. Hold the shot with your fingers and thumb on the outside for the balance and rest against your neck and shoulder. Next is relay. Relay is the race of passing the baton from one person to another. The most important skill to develop in relay is the passing of the baton to the next runner. The operating principle during the baton exchange for the baton to be passed with the speed of the passer and receiver coincide or more or less identical. There should be no loss of speed when passing the baton. So we have 2 types of passing the baton are visual and non-visual blind type. In the non-visual type, this is most efficient form of passing the baton. The receiver stands starting end of the relay zone and keep his eyes focused on the coming runner until the latter reaches a prearranged spot marked off of the track lane. He must get the baton about 2 meters between the end of the zone, then continues sprinting and until he gives to the next runner. If the passer uses his left hand to pass, the receiver uses his right hand to receive the baton. Next is the visual method. This method is commonly employed in the 4 by 100 meter relay, where the runner stations himself at starting point of the zone and waits for the incoming runner. When the passer is about 3 meters away from the receiver, he prepares to receive the baton by extending his hands with palm up. During the process, the receiver has to watch the baton until it's securely laid to the palm and he has good grasp of it after when it speeds away. Now, what are some basic rules in relay? Number 1, relay team must be composed of 4 runners who shall carry a baton in one hand and shall pass in succession the next runner according to the specified order. 2, the baton shall not be passed or thrown to the next runner within the 20-meter zone provided for the purpose. 3, each runner shall run fixed distance and no one is allowed to run to the whole distance. 4, in case the baton is dropped, it must be picked the runner who dropped it. And 5, once the trial hit has been held, no matter the team can be replaced or changed except in the case of illness or injury with the certification of medical officers. Next, okay, that's all. Next is discus throw. A discus is typically wooden with a metal rim and weighing about 4.2 thrown distance in athletic competitions. This discus is held by fingers locked over the rim and thumb along the side of the discus. Pivot point 180 degrees on the ball, left foot as you make the turn. Then shift all the weight to the ball to right foot to the complete turn. While you do the pivot and throwing arms is posed straight on the back of your hip. Swing for the straight right arm forward with the final snap of the flex just before the release and to flex while throwing the swing. Left involve right side of the body in order to add more strength to that throw. Release the discus and shoulder level. Next is a javelin throw. A javelin is a metal or metal tipped spear, generally not less than 8.5 feet in length, used to contest of distance throwing like the discus throw. Next is the set of the swimming. Long before the familiar strokes used the swimming, people swam by using their hands and legs to imitate the way dogs and other animals move through the water. It is believed that the first swimmers were the people who lived in the ancient countries of Greece, Rome, Syria, and Egypt. There are some types in swimming. One is the stroke, backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and crawl. When we talk about the stroke, each swimming competition race has held 4 strokes: freestyle, backstroke, breaststroke, and butterfly. It is freestyle swimmer can choose any stroke but nearly always choose the crawl because it is the fastest. While the backstroke is performed with the swimmer laying on his back with his face out of the water. The arms are at the side as if the person were standing at attention. The swimmer then alternates the arm, extending back and then falling down on the side again. It is if the swimmer is doing the upside down version of the crawl. The legs are kicked up and down in flutter kick. Also the breaststroke. In the breaststroke is the most relaxing of strokes used by competition. The swimmer flats on the stomach with the legs bent slightly. The arm begin outstretched with the hands almost touching and push outward from each other in circular motions. At the same time, the knees are both forward and then kick outward in front kick. The process then repeat it. The swimmer reaches when the hands push down to sides of the body. The butterfly is required precise timing and great energy. It is a very tiring stroke to do. While the crawl is a freestyle competition, any stroke can be used, but nearly all swimmers use crawl because it is the fastest stroke. The arm moves forward alternately, reaching out the falling back. Let's move on from the kicks. There are different kinds of the kick. The one is the dolphin kick. Use the butterfly stroke. This kick closely resembles the flutter kick except the stance of alternating the legs up and down. They are moved up. Imagine a dolphin moving its tail to propel itself. While the flutter kick is used with the fall and backstroke. The legs are moved up and down alternately. The power from the kick comes from the upper leg. The feet are thrust outward, and if the goey substance is being kicked off, and also the frog kick. This is used with the breaststroke. To start, the legs are fully extended and the toes pointed towards and hips just under the water surface. When the feet is near the hips, the knees are slightly bent and extended outward. Let's talk about the pool. So you can learn how to swim in shallow the river or lakes, accompanied by the people who knows how to swim, or do not attempt to practice how to swim alone. Competitive races are held in two types of the pools. We have the long course and the short course. Long course pools are 50 meters long, about 55 yards, and 25 meters wide, about 27 yards. This is also known as the Olympic size pool or standard size. All international meets are held in long course pools. The pool is divided into lanes. At the end of each lane, and touch the pad electronically measured as swimmer times to the hundredths of a second. Next is the short course. Pools are 22.9 meters long, about 25 yards, and 16 meters wide, about 17.5 yards. Short course pools are used in the many high school and college competitions. The lanes, both types of the pools, keep the swimmers separate while they are racing. Plastic markers called lane lines run length to the pool. In the national international competition, the water must be between 78 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, at least 4 feet deep, and the pool at the Olympic Games is always about 8 feet deep, 2.5 meters. Again, the lanes, both types of pools, keep the swimmers separate while they are racing. And also the competitions. Swimming competitions are called meets are held on the many levels, from the local to international. The swimmers with the fastest qualifying time swim in the centermost lanes, and the slow swimmers get the outside lanes. At the sounds of starting gun, swimmer and event dive up race starting platform into the water. For the backstroke, swimmers start in the water and push up the wall when the gun sounds. That's all for today's lessons. In your module, please answer carefully. For more updates, please monitor our E-Class online learning system. Thank you and goodbye. Again, my name is Rinaldo B. Malimba.